Well, the big day is almost here. Bloomsday 2025 on Sunday, May 4th. Are you ready? I've been training myself for months for this day, and I am so looking forward to it. Can't you tell? I'm already wearing one of the previous finisher Bloomsday t-shirts. This one from 2023. Last year's was more of that like greenish shirt with the Monroe Street Bridge pictured on it. Loved that one as well. I'm actually going to wear that one for tomorrow, but we are eyeing down what the weather forecast is going to be for this year. So let's jump into it, because of course last year it was messy. It was cold. It like rained all day long for 2024's Bloomsday. I'm hoping for conditions that will look a bit more like this, as you see a live picture over the Monroe Street Bridge on a Thursday morning when we are recording this. And the weather forecast is looking pretty good. Honestly, I think it's almost perfect. There's like a little bit of a rain chance on this Sunday morning that might just get the course a little wet first of all. But honestly, this should be about as perfect as it gets temperature-wise. Afternoon temperature of 65 degrees, which by the way is the exact average high temperature for the early March in Spokane. Morning hours in the 40s. Looking pretty good as well. That's why we always wear sweatshirts in the morning and then throw them in the trees, especially near the start line. If you're just looking at your training forecast these last couple days, for Friday, that's a warm one. It's going to be sunny with high temperatures in the 80s, and then we get a good chance for rain on Saturday, likely scattered showers. And that's what we're watching closely. The rain is more likely on Saturday and could just barely last into Sunday morning, but for the race, it should be dry for those conditions. Bloomsday can always be extremes for the inland Northwest. It's early May. Spring can be cold. Spring can be warm. Spring can be snowy at times for us. These are the extremes temperature-wise. The warmest Bloomsday on record, 81 degrees in 1977. That was the first Bloomsday. Still stands as the warmest. It did tie it a couple years later in 1980. The coldest, 47 for the high temperature. That happened in 1984, 1999, and kind of last year as well, though officially last year the temperatures are a little bit warmer before the race. But for the race day itself, it was literally 47 degrees and a light rain all day long. So that honestly was one of our coldest Bloomsdays ever. In 1984, by the way, it snowed 1 to 2 inches before the race. And that's what made that one of the colder races ever on record. So the first ever Bloomsday and then the 1984 Bloomsday really do stand apart as the extremes in terms of the warmest and then coldest and snowiest. This time, as you saw, 65 right down the middle. And here's what we're watching from a weather perspective. It's going to be warm for the late part of this week, 80s for Friday, but it cools off straight away on Saturday because of a cold front and a trough that will slide through the area. That's where the scattered showers come from. But for the first half of the weekend, I'm a lot more optimistic that Sunday should be a-okay because that rain does continue to slowly march eastward and should be out of the region by the late morning, midday, and afternoon hours. So Sunday's honestly looking pretty nice with temperatures just moderate overall. And honestly, if it's 50s or 60s or right around there, it can feel really nice in the sunshine, especially if you are jogging and working up a sweat. So we're going to take a closer look at those rain chances. This is our future tracker computer model simulation. What you see here is 2 p.m. Saturday, the day before the race. So there's your light scattered showers. Shouldn't last for very long, but maybe just enough to get the ground wet for a little bit. And these rain chances still trickle into Sunday morning. So that's 6 a.m. So that's about 3 to 4 hours before the start time, depending on what group you're in. I think the rain chances are a little better for North Idaho than they are for Eastern Washington. The resolution of the model drops a little bit so it doesn't pick out the scattered showers, but really because the rain is marching eastward, I think it's out of here before the race starts. There might still be a sprinkle as we're lining up at either 7, 8, or 9 o'clock, but that at the very, very latest. So that was a close-in look. Here's the skycast, and I really want to highlight that it'll probably be dark and gray and maybe a light shower in the morning. But as we head throughout the rest of the day, most of us starting after 9 a.m., mostly cloudy skies to start with the temperature at 49 degrees. But then we could see a bit of some sunshine or blue skies by the time we get to 11 a.m., noon, or 1 p.m. Course closes just after 1:30 in the afternoon with temperatures warming into the 50s, and that is great. Honestly, the year that this t-shirt is from, from 2023. The temperatures were in the upper 50s that day, and it felt great. It was warm and sunny, and of course, if you're jogging the course, you are working up a sweat, so you build a little bit of internal heat, don't you? And then temperatures in the 50s and 60s can feel great. Not too cold, not too hot. That's what we're looking at for this Bloomsday. Again, most of the rain chances should just be on Saturday. So hopefully your last little tune-up will be great for this Bloomsday. Again, another look at the Monroe Street Bridge where you will be crossing the finish line. And then as you take those couple paces onto Riverfront Park, you'll be getting the all-coveted finishers t-shirt. So one last look at your Bloomsday forecast and your training. Warm for Friday, scattered showers on Saturday, and the rain moving out quickly for a dry and beautiful Bloomsday. Best of luck to all the Bloomies out there, and enjoy the race, and of course, have fun. I'll see you on the course.